Sacramento Kings just set a franchise record for most wins in a 7-game road trip. They went 5 and 2, and that got me thinking. Well, first thing that came to my mind was how the hell did none of the Chris Webber Kings teams ever win 5 out of 7 on a road trip? Then I started thinking, well, how common are 7-game road trips anyway? So I started looking back, just at the Kings, not at the NBA as a whole, to try and put into context how impressive this recent road trip by the Kings really was. I'll be honest, this was kind of a hard thing to research. I ended up just going on ESPN and looked at the Kings' schedule, and then I just started, going back in time from there and looked at past seasons. But before I get into the Kings, I did find out, thanks to Reddit, that no team has ever gone 7 and 0 on a road trip. The Warriors went 6 and 1 twice during their 73-win season, and the Spurs back in '03 were on a 9-game road trip, which is absolutely bonkers. They lost the first game and then won the next 8, which is incredible, but, not a 7-game road trip, so it doesn't count. So yeah, that's about as much context as I could find. I'm sorry. If y'all find some more in-depth info, please let me know. Anyway, back to the Kings. So last year in the Kings' only 7-game road trip, they went 4 and 3. And then, I figured every Kings team from like 2010 to last year probably didn't even win 3. But I was curious how that 2018-19 Kings team did. The scores, with like Amon Shumpert, rookie Marvin Bagley, Willie Cauley-Stein, all those legends. And that's when I discovered that 7-game road trips don't happen a ton. At least, not to the Kings. A lot of 6-game road trips. I even found an 8-game road trip in the 2016-17 season. They won 3 of those. Found another 8-game road trip in the 2014-15 season. They won 2. And then finally, I found another 7-game road trip in the 2013-14 season. Friday, March 7th to Sunday, March 16th. The Kings won 2. Classic. But that means from March 17th, 2014 to January 28th, 2023, the Kings did not have a single 7-game road trip. So this whole record-setting performance that we just witnessed over the last 2 weeks makes a lot more sense now. Initially, I was thinking, 5 and 2 is obviously a great road trip. Any team would be ecstatic to finish a trip like that. But a franchise record? No Kings team had ever gone 5 and 2 on the road? Are we the last team in the league to accomplish this? No. Well, maybe. But no Kings team had ever done this because only 3 teams in the last 12 years had even had the opportunity to. In fact, not many Kings teams in the last 25 years have had the opportunity. Honestly, once I found that 7-game trip in the 2013 season, I just jumped back as far as I could to the 2002 season. No 7-game road trips that season, none the next season, or the season after that. In fact, the Kings didn't go on a 7-game road trip until February of 2011. And yeah, that was the earliest one I could find. So, in the last 22 years at least, the Kings have gone on a total of 4 7-game road trips, 2 of which came during the dark ages of Kings basketball. And one was last year, where we won 4 games, and this year, where we won 5. Give us one next year, NBA. I dare you. See what happens. But yeah, 5 and 2 on the road is crazy, but I think everything else I just told you is even crazier. And again, I'm not trying to diminish this team's accomplishment, just trying to put it into context. I really wish I could put what the Kings just did into the context of the entire NBA. Like, see how well other teams typically do during these 7-game road trips. But like I mentioned earlier, nobody's ever gone 7 and 0. So the Kings were 1 win away from tying the NBA record. It's pretty cool.